Hello, beautiful ones. As you hop on and join me, say hello. Tell me how you're doing. I am just going to find the video so I can pin it in the group and see any comments as they come through. So, there I am. No, bear with. Let me see if I can pin this, which it's not letting me do. Do you know, I've had a day of tech. Or anyone else, like I can cope with most things, but tech issues, I tell you what, they grate on me more than most things. But I don't want to get too distracted by that because there we go. Pinned to featured. It probably won't let me tag everyone, but I'm going to try. We'll see. No, it doesn't seem to like to let me do that anymore. I don't know why. Who knows? But happy Friday. I hope you've had a beautiful week. I wanted to come to you today with a topic which might be feeling a little bit live for you if you have set yourself any intentions for the new year and you're finding on the 12th of January, you may have already gone a bit off track, or perhaps you can find that kind of self-sabotage behavior coming up. And I wanted to talk into this because it comes up a lot for my clients. It comes up a lot for, people in the programs that I work with. And one of the things I see time and time again is that the way that we approach our self-sabotage can make all the difference between the results and moving past it. So it is super important that we can address it as it comes up. It's a normal, healthy part of our growth process. So let me talk into that a little bit more to give you some more context. And then I'm going to give you a really powerful technique, which comes from NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, which, if you haven't heard of, is a way that we can rewire our brain, rewire our subconscious so that we can change our behavior in ways that feel like we can use a variety of different techniques in NLP, but this one I know is particularly useful, and I think you're going to want to have it in your toolbox. So let's just run through like a scenario of when this might come up. So say, for example, you said to yourself on January the 1st, right, this is the year, as we do, this is the year that I'm going to be healthier. I'm going to start eating the right things. I'm going to start moving my body more. I'm going to start talking to myself in better ways, whatever those things are for you, whatever those intentions are. And then we might have that initial motivation and find that, like, for the first few days, maybe the week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe even a whole month or two, we are able to keep that up. And then what we might find is self-sabotage starts to creep in. So perhaps you think, I'll just have that one bag of crisps. And then that one bag of crisps turns into one bag of crisps every few days. And then it might turn into 2 bags of crisps every few days. Or it might turn into, before you know it, you're having 2 bags of crisps every day. And you're like, how did this happen? When did I get here? And so often our self-sabotage is sneaky and quiet, and it will just tell us it's this one time or this one thing, and before we know it, we're really far down that road, and we've gone completely against everything we said we wanted to do. What I often see at this point is one of my clients will then use this as a stick to beat themselves up with. So I said I was going to eat healthier, and then it hasn't happened, and I'm rubbish at this, and why do I do this, and why can't I control myself? And I should be better. We start shoulding all over ourselves. And then what happens is we get that layer of guilt, and then that guilt turns into there must be something wrong with me, and then that turns into shame, and it becomes this really vicious, ugly cycle. But what we seem to forget is our self-sabotage is trying to help us. There is something it is trying to do. We don't just self-sabotage because we're not disciplined enough, or we're not like good enough people, or we haven't tried hard enough. Our self-sabotage is serving us in some way. So this sabotage is trying to fulfill a purpose. It's trying to do a role for you. Now, I can't tell you exactly what that will be because it will depend on the situation and a belief that you have in regards to the thing that you're trying to do. So if we use food, for example, our little self-sabotage voice might be saying, oh, but, if you don't have any treats, then actually what's the point? Where's the joy in life? You're taking away all the things that I enjoy. So let's just have that one bag, which then turns into 20. Or let's just have that one bag that then turns into one bag of crisps every single day. But actually what this self-sabotage voice is doing is trying to make sure that you're doing the right thing for you, that your needs are being met. So it's never doing it like to be nasty to you. It's never doing it to make you fail. That's not its intention. It is trying to serve you. It could be that, say you wanted to exercise more and, go to the gym. Perhaps that was one of your intentions for this year. I want to go to the gym more often. This self-sabotage voice might be saying, but you're not having any rest. And if you don't rest today, then you're never going to have enough rest. This self-sabotage might be trying to stop you from embarrassing yourself. Perhaps you remember some incident at school where you embarrassed yourself in gym class or PE class. The truth is, it doesn't really matter. We don't really even have to know what it's trying to do. But I do think it's really important that we first acknowledge that self-sabotage isn't some personality flaw. It isn't that we're not disciplined enough. It isn't that there's something wrong with us. It isn't that we're like bad people, which might be the story that you're telling yourself unconsciously or otherwise. So first we need to acknowledge this is a good thing. It is trying to help us. It may not be getting us where we want to get to, but at the same time, it's not about demonizing yourself because of it. So that's the first point I wanted to make. The second thing is I wanted to take you through a really powerful technique, which is super simple to do, but you'll be amazed at the effect this has on your mind, your energy, your subconscious. But it is a technique that you need to keep coming back to. At least initially. After a while, not so much, but at least initially, if you find yourself in this kind of internal war between, I want to do this thing, but I'm self-sabotaging all over the place, then this can be a really powerful technique. So I invite you to place your hands out in front of you. I'm trying to do this in a way so the camera sees. There we go. And in your most dominant hand, I want you to, and you can close your eyes for this, I invite you to see that part of you that desperately wants you to be able to achieve the thing you're trying to achieve. So that might be, the part of you that is trying to be healthier, this part of you that is really determined and can just imagine what it's going to feel like when your body's in a much better state and you've got more energy, and you look in the mirror and you're just proud of the way that your body can move now, and the fact that you can move without pain or discomfort. I invite you to really see that part of you in the palm of your dominant hand. This part of you that is so motivated, so determined, so ready for that success, that with every bone in her body just wants to make it a reality. I invite you to, like I say, put that part of you in your palm of your hand. You don't have to visualize this, just know it's there. If you struggle with visualization, just have that sense, that knowing, that part of you, she's in that hand, in the palm of that hand. And when you feel like you've got a really good sense of that, I invite you to, in the palm of your other hand, put the part of you that wants to sabotage. Whatever her reasons are, perhaps she's scared that you're going to become boring. Perhaps she's scared you're taking all the fun out of life. Perhaps she's scared you're going to get obsessive. Perhaps she's scared that, this is all going to get too much or take over your life and you're going to have to give up things that you really enjoy or really matter to you. Whatever her reasons are, I invite you to imagine her in the palm of your other hand. And when you feel like you've got a really good sense of that, what we're going to do is slowly bring those parts of you together by closing your palms. And really feel those parts of you coming together to find a way to work together. The longer they keep fighting, the more frustration you're going to create internally. So if we can find a way that they work together, and really feel those two parts coming together, merging into one, having one unified goal. If you can visualize that or just sense that or just know that's happening, however you experience this is perfectly perfect for you in this moment. And when you feel like you've got a really good sense of those two parts coming together, and there's normally like a somatic response in the body, like you might feel like you want to sigh or take a out breath. Just a sense that that's really dropped in, that coming together. You might just have this feeling of knowing or a feeling of relaxation washing over you, knowing these parts don't have to fight anymore. And then what we're going to do is open up those palms and press into the body. And feel that going into you, those merged parts of self being in your body. And then from this place, I invite you to look at the goal that you're trying to achieve or the thing that you're trying to do. But from this sense of these two parts working together. There's no need to fight. They don't need to fight. It's possible to exercise and have fun. It's possible to eat healthy and that be yummy. It's possible to, there's so many things you can use this for, right? It's possible to grow a business and enjoy it at the same time. It's possible to grow your profits and still be really heart-led and led by wanting to help and serve. So have a play with this and let me know how you get on. I would love to hear from you. So pop it in the comments. What I will also say is, in case you haven't seen, not next week, the week after, we have got some beautiful events coming up in this group. I so hope you can join me for them. If you have a look down in the posts in the group, so that's Rise of the Medicine Woman, you will see there's a link. And what I would invite you to do is sign up using that link, because then you will get the accompanying resources for each of the day's events. And this is called 7 Days to Sacred Mornings. And I won't go into this too much in terms of why we are doing this. My podcast this week talked about this in a bit more detail, but the main reason being that if we want to have, if we want to achieve things, if we want to create change, if we want to feel better, if we want to feel happier, if we want to live more in line with our values, if we want to be more intention-based in our life, then it starts with how we start our day. And in these 7 days to sacred mornings, we are going to be exploring a number of really powerful practices for you to try out a number of different things to see what works the best for you. Because we're all different, right? We've all got different experiences, different things will resonate with us. But over the course of those 7 days, we will look at different things, different techniques that you can incorporate into your morning routine, so that actually you're setting yourself up for the best possible day ahead, from you being in your best possible state, from you operating from that place of the best possible you. And from that place, you can achieve anything, right? And you can deal with anything, and you can cope with the challenges, but also you're more likely to be focused on what you're trying to achieve and what's really important to you, and building that connection throughout the day, or whatever your value system is. So I hope you can make it for that. In the meantime, I will be here next week. If you need anything, reach out. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care.